Introducing Nose to Tail, a podcast where we explore the world of aviation lifecycle solutions, insights, and more. Presented by Jet Midwest.
Welcome back to the Nose to Tail podcast. I'm Patrick Kraus with Jet Midwest. I'm here with Andrea. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
So our listeners, they're here. They're going to listen to you talk about your career and your life in aviation. Maybe you can start with your origin story.
Sure. I am a proud immigrant from Colombia. And for those who don't know, Colombia is in South America. And I migrated to the United States with my parents and my siblings, as most people do, looking for the American dream, right? And they had a big vision for what our life should be like instead of what it would have to be like. And my parents saw an opportunity, and we migrated when I was 10 years old. I am now 47 years old. So that was quite a few years ago. And I've been in Florida living most of my life, except for a couple of years that I lived in Europe. And it's just been a journey to go from a family that came with a dream to seeing all these dreams materialize. And of course, go through many, many challenges.
As your aviation career kicked off, what really was your introduction to the aviation marketplace?
I started in the medical field. My dream was to be a medical doctor. And my father also studied medicine and ended up in business. So did I. While I was going through medical school, my dad had kind of a heartbreak when it came to his partner failing him. And I dropped out of medical school to help my dad for what I thought was at least an afternoon. And it's been a lifetime. It changed my entire life. And he taught me from the aeronautical alphabet to buying and selling on the ILS. Back then we had a fax. So
I remember those days.
Yes, I was part of that. And it was all about changing the paper of the fax machine and contacting these companies and trying to get your pricing and your quotes, everything by hand, no computers. So I learned aviation at the very basic of it. I got to travel to many exciting countries, again, under my dad's wing, helping his business grow. And I was able to secure very important representation agreements that took the company from a very small speck of dust almost to a very decent-sized corporation, able to do international business, mostly geared towards military aviation. So back then, my home country, was undergoing a huge civil war with the guerrilla and the narcos and all these sad stories in Colombia. And through Plan Colombia, my father was able to sell Blackhawks to fight the guerrilla, which put our name in the wanted list. And so we had to be so cautious and careful. There were threats on our lives, etc. We went through a few hurdles of that. We were able to overhaul the T-56 engines on the C-130s. And for that, I was able to find representations of wonderful companies that were located in Europe. I was a young girl, and my history in aviation was so limited. And sometimes all you need is just an opportunity. Sometimes everyone just needs a little break that changes everything. And I had a wonderful mentor, and I'm happy to say his name, Tom Brown. And he was a beacon of light that showed up in my life at the moment that I needed that little fairy godmother, in this case, fairy godfather. He gave me an opportunity out of England with this representation agreement that changed everything. So I started in military aviation, doing military contracts between Colombia and the U.S. Later on, we were awarded the C checks for the BBJ for President Uribe, and I got to meet him, and we got invited to have coffee at his palace, and I'm a big supporter of his government. I was back then. So it was a big deal for us, and the company kept growing and growing into more and more contracts, and until finally it was sold out. And that it continues now doing business in Latin America through other companies that he now owns. And I was able to open a repair station, a nomadic shop, called Cool Start Aviation. We founded it from the ground up. My brother, who graduated from a business degree, came to join the company, eventually became the CEO of the company. And we were able to sell that and fracture that out and sell. And now, after I filed for divorce from my first husband, I had the opportunity to restart my life again. And through my husband, my current husband, and hopefully my last one, right? We entered the business of windows. This has been his knowledge and his know-how for many, many years. And he was able to pass down this knowledge onto me for me to run the repair station. He's my consultant, and he helps our engineering team design these amazing repair processes that have so much value to the industry. And that is now how I own Glass Aero.
That's an amazing story. So clearly an entrepreneurial spirit. Obviously, hurdles in the normal course of business look different when you're an immigrant. You come in. I don't know what your family did when you were in Colombia, but you're coming into the U.S. and starting from scratch and be able to build a life. And I do love the American dream because I do believe that we are self-determined, right?
Absolutely.
And the harder you work and the work ethic you have and the way that you behave, the results will come. And I hope the whole world understands that really is what the American dream is.
Absolutely.
If you want to do it, you can do it. And it's going to be
do it.
hard, probably more difficult when you're on the Gorilla's Most Wanted list. Yeah, I can't imagine. I work with my brother and sister, and that's hard. There's some battles there, but it's nothing like dealing with the Colombian gorillas. And I actually have been to Colombia. We did lots of work with Aviation in my career.
Amazing.
So, beautiful country.
The food.
Oh,
The food. And the people.
I overeat. It's terrible. They take
You
me to
can't
these
help it.
places, and I'm hosting, so I'm like, hey, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
And we do a good job there, that's for sure.
I love my home country, but I am as American as they come, This is home, and I love the United States of America. I love everything that it stands for. I love the opportunity it gave my family. We embraced it. There's a proper way of doing things. There's a proper way to reach your American dream. And if we understand that as immigrants and we're willing to do the hard work that no one sees, because people see you when you either climb it or when you reach even a small plateau, but they don't see when no one is looking the things that have to be done. And it's difficult and it's challenging and sometimes it's even painful, but it's part of the process. There's no easy, there's no shortcuts. It's difficult, but it can be done the right way.
It's awesome. So now have you spent Glass Aero? Where's Glass Aero located?
Miami, Florida.
And how much of your career do you think you guys have spent in Miami in that? Because it's a wonderful aviation sector where there's an awful lot going on, so it's a good hub. How long have you guys been down in Miami?
All my life.
Okay.
All my life. All our businesses have always been out of Miami. And like you said, it's an excellent hub because it's a great connection bridge between the north and the south. Central America is just a few hours away. Even Latin America is only so much farther away than Europe. And the connection is excellent. You're able to invite guests. You're able to ship. You're able to receive. It's a great place to be for me. For business, it's excellent.
Absolutely. Now, we were talking before, and you said that you guys started Glass Aero in 2020.
Correct.
And you guys have developed some technology in the method you're using for repair is revolutionary too big of a word?
Unique. No,
Unique?
it's not. It's not. Modesty aside, it is revolutionary. There's obviously great companies that I respect that are great players in this industry. Obviously, there's the OEM. There's the manufacturers of the windshields. Who better than them to design and create these wonderful products that I've grown to love called aircraft windows. I knew very little about aircraft windows. It's a whole world. It looks so easy and so simple, but it's not. There's a great deal of technology and precision that has to come into play for a windshield to behave the way you need it to up there. Safety is a huge factor in our company, something that we're not willing to jeopardize. So the quality is something we pay attention to. And even though the manual tells you how to repair the basic damages a windshield can have, there's damages that exceed the manual. And those are called deviations from the CMM. And that's where we decided to specialize. The OEM sometimes might struggle with delivery. There's a lot of need for windows. There's a shortage of them. And deliveries can take time. And this is when the United States, talking about opportunity, if you're able to come up with an innovative way to provide this industry with a solution that actually works, then we're better off for it. Then we're all better off. And that's where we focused our energy and our intelligence, our capability. We're able to implement repairs on these windshields that other companies either attempt or accomplish. We focus on how to do it better. We focus on how to do it faster, how to do it better, how to acquire better material, how to come up with a better result. I, for one, love competition. It's one of the principles that make the United States so wonderful. If anyone could do it better than you, God bless them, and that's what we need. So if anyone is willing to raise the bar on quality, we're all better for it. At this moment, the company is experiencing a moment of happiness, and we're being recognized. It's the first time we win an award as a corporation. And I'm happy to share that we won the Top Shop Transparency Award. We were given the award last night, so I'm extremely proud of that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a lot of hard work coming together there.
Thank you. Someone smarter than me said it takes a village, so it's not my credit. I have an excellent team within Glass Aero, starting from my husband, who is my lead consultant, who passes down so much knowledge and energy and effort and sacrifice into making sure that these repairs are a success. So I give him so much credit. And then our team, our engineers, our staff, our technicians, they are the best that we've been able to not find. We build them. They were trained. Repairing windows is not an easy task. And we're very protective of our IP. A lot of the processes are patented. So it's proprietary data to the company, how we do it, and a lot of secret sauces, right? But the end result speaks for itself. And that's what we're proud of. And we're happy to have you, Jet Midwest, as one of our customers nowadays.
Yeah, it's been exciting. Ashley has done a really nice job over the last handful of years of really creating relationship-based repair contracts and really changing the perspective and the approach that we took in managing our repair vendors and created a more balanced approach where we really want a relationship with somebody. Yes, there's a lot of companies that can do transparencies out there. Not a lot of companies can do them well. And I got to be honest, in my historical career, there's some folks out there that's hard to even trust. You send a window, oh, it's BER, it's scrap. Like, wow, that felt like it was a really good window. It passed our sniff test when it was in the building, and it leaves. And as we were always challenged of how do we do it, we even contemplated trying to do them ourselves. It was a short contemplation. It's like, no chance.
Okay.
So, it's great that you guys have grown. Now you're award-winning shop 5 years in. What's the next 5 years look like? Are you poised for more growth? Are you going after a new customer base? What's this next 5 years going to look like for Glass Aero?
In my eyes, it's constant growth, right? It's constant growth, maybe not vertical, but maybe horizontal. And by that, I mean, we have reached the best repair we could do to a window, right? There's only so many damages a window can present, a windshield, a cockpit windshield. There's only so many things that could be wrong with it that you could possibly fix. At the moment, we're able to fix every single damage on a windshield. In essence, we're able to fabricate a new windshield. We have all the ingredients. We have everything in place to make our own brand of windows if we wanted to. The reason that we chose not to so far is because of timing. So the FAA, which is the governing body of our industry, advised it would be easier to go the repair route than to come up with a PMA right now. So in order to provide these benefits to the industry sooner than later, we said, then let's go the repair route and start placing this at the hands of individuals that can benefit right away. And perhaps we might be interested in either launching a new brand of windows in the future. That's a possibility. That's out there. It could be exciting to do that, right? Or continuing with the repair, Remains to be seen which way this industry, we listen. As you get older and a little wiser, it's more listening and less talking, right? It is see what the need is, see what makes more sense to do. It is not just financial benefits sometimes. At least me, at the heart of this business owner that's sitting in front of you, I love this industry. I care to leave a good name behind what Glass Aero did. I want to help as many operators as I can. The planes can't take off without the windshield. It's an absolutely essential item. And if we could put something out there that is going to mean something and raise our name as people that did the right thing when it was needed, then that's what I'm after.
We'll continue this discussion on the next episode of Nose to Tail, a podcast presented by Jet Midwest. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to our channel.